In an era where information warfare has become a pivotal component of global geopolitics, Iranian actors have recently laid the groundwork for influential operations aimed at U.S. audiences, potentially seeking to impact the 2024 U.S. presidential election. These efforts are not without precedent. During the 2020 U.S. presidential election, Iran launched multiple cyber-enabled influence operations that impersonated American extremists, attempting to sow discord among U.S. voters and incite violence against U.S. government officials. Since 2020, Iran has expanded its track record of election meddling, amplifying cyber attacks and other forms of digital subversion. One of the key players in this domain is Seyfed Flood, an influence actor linked to Iran, which started staging for influential operations in the 2024 U.S. election following the Iranian New Year's in late March. Seyfed Flood specializes in impersonating social and political activist groups, particularly those within the target audience, with the intent to stoke chaos, undermine trust in election authorities, and sow doubt about the election's integrity. The group's operations may escalate to more aggressive tactics, such as intimidation, doxing, or violent enticement, targeting political figures or social political groups. Another significant threat comes from Mint Sandstorms, a group run by the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, intelligence unit. In June 2024, Mint Sandstorm sent a spear phishing email to a high-ranking official of a presidential campaign using a compromised email account of a former senior advisor. This phishing email contained a fake forward with a hyperlink that directed traffic through an actor-controlled domain before redirecting to the intended domain. The tactic mirrors similar efforts by Mint Sandstorm in May and June of 2020, a few months ahead of the last presidential election. Iran's approach to influence operations also includes covert news websites targeting U.S. voter groups. Storm 2035, an Iranian network compromising 4 websites masquerading as news outlets, actively engaged U.S. voter groups on opposing ends of the political spectrum. These sites push polarizing messages on issues such as the U.S. presidential candidates, LGBTQ rights, and the Israel-Hamas conflict. This network is part of a broader campaign that has been in operation since at least 2020 and includes over a dozen covert news sites targeting audiences in multiple languages, including French, Spanish, Arabic, and English. For example, the website Even Politics has been publishing articles discussing the U.S. election with a particular focus on the 2022 U.S. midterm elections. Despite the takedown of an inauthentic amplification network promoting this site by the X platform in 2022, Even Politics remains active, continuing to publish around 10 articles a week. Similarly, NeoThinker, a more recent created site that began publishing in late October 2023, has shifted its focus from the Israeli-Hamas conflict to the U.S. elections. This site's content, which caters to liberal audiences, often includes sarcastic and inflammatory articles targeting former President Trump. On the opposite end of the spectrum, Savannah Times claims to be a trusted source for conservative news and focuses heavily on Republican politics and LGBTQ issues. Although these sites have not yet seen significant social media amplification, there is a possibility that such efforts will ramp up closer to Election Day. It is important to note that these sites are not operating in isolation. Evidence suggests that they are using AI-enabled services to plagiarize content from U.S. publications, utilizing SEO plugins and other generative AI-based tools to rephrase stolen content in ways that drive search engine traffic while obscuring the content's original sources. The emergence of these sites and their sophisticated techniques underscore the evolving nature of Iran's influence operations. As the 2024 U.S. presidential election approaches, the potential for foreign interference looms large, with Iran likely to continue leveraging its digital arsenal to manipulate public opinion, undermine trust in democratic institutions, and sway the outcome of the election. In this era characterized by rampant misinformation, it is crucial to prioritize reliable news sources. Engaging critically with information is essential for maintaining an informed perspective. To enhance the credibility of your news consumption, Avoid social media platforms unless it's from official government social media, and favor reputable .org and .gov websites. Scrutinize the transparency of sources by examining their funding, authorship, and citation practices, while also considering the intent behind the information presented. Additionally, verify the timelines of content and remain aware of personal biases that may influence your interpretation. Cross-referencing with multiple sources can further validate the accuracy of information.